Well, hi, good morning, and thanks so much for joining me in my shop here. Today is December 28th, and I've had a good vacation the last few days. I have not been in my shop. In fact, this is just about the longest period I've gone without preparing a video from my shop. So this is Wally, who you're seeing in front here. Wally's doubled in size since we got him, and his level of curiosity is going up also, as you can see. What's going on here? He's going to try to take control of everything. Okay, well, he wrecks the house some more, and his brother, who's not far away. Hold on, don't go back there. I had to grab him. I'm going to send him on his way now. Way you go. Go see your brother. Yeah, I have a brother here too. It just looks almost identical to him. So, once again, thanks for joining me here. So, I had started working on this radio, and if you watched my last posted video, you'd be watching work done on this radio. But in fact, this is the radio from just before it, and I thought I had this guy all completed and finished, and guess what I found on my bench? I found the bottom plate sitting on my bench. Now, this is a mistake I make once in a while. I'm pretty sure I'm the only guy doing this work who forgets to put the bottom plate on before putting the radio back together. So the reason I'm making a video, because putting on the bottom plate is not very exciting, is that the last test of this radio, the shortwave band appeared to be misaligned. Sounded like it was coming to life at one end, around 6 megahertz, but at the other end, no, dead. So I'm getting a chance now to take another run at that, because I have to take the radio out to put the bottom plate on. And also, in the course of doing the alignment, there came a moment where I commented that it looks like there were two slug type adjustments to make, and I couldn't find the second slug type adjustment. And then at some point after that, I just forgot all about it, put the radio together, and presto. So I think that's probably what happened. I probably didn't do the second adjustment, and the result is the poor performance of the radio. First thing we're going to do is demonstrate the performance, or lack of, and then we're going to take it out, get the bottom plate on it, and try to find that last adjustment and align the radio properly on the shortwave band, and be done. That's the plan. So first step is going to be play the radio and hear the problem. Okay, let's give it a test here. I do have it connected to an outdoor antenna, and so it should work fairly well. We're going to start with the broadcast band. I think that's the broadcast band. Here we go. Now, if I remember right, it was working fairly well on broadcast. And I also remember this being a very slow radio to warm up. I've got 106 volts on it right now. Really test your patience here. Wow. I was just convincing myself it's not working. I can see the light a little bit too. Okay, broadcast band.
No, Chemtech are excellent. Absolutely, it's a selfish day.
It's working really good. Now, part of this, admittedly, part of this is having a good antenna on it. You notice too, I do not have the ground antenna. I have an unbalanced cable coming in here. Just a cable coming in here. I'm not hooked the ground up to anything. Very good. Okay, now same thing on shortwave. Realizing that it's 10:30 in the morning here. Actually, it's earlier. It's 9:30 in the morning. So in the morning, picking up stuff a little tricky on shortwave. Let's see what we get. I think the main thing is the sound of the background noise. The volume up completely full, and you just hear a buzz from the radio itself. And this is 15 megahertz, 13 megahertz.
Eternal beginning means a beginningless beginning. Think about that.
What? Beginningless beginning. Think about that. So there's no hiss, but we heard a strong station there. And I begin to hear the atmospheric noise. You should be able to, this is turned up quite high too. Should be able to hear that all the way across the band all the time with a fair volume. There's no chance of picking up shortwave down here at this time of day, except for one station. I think 6070 is a shortwave, low-power shortwave broadcast from Toronto, aimed at cottage country, carrying the local AM station 1010, which CFRB, I believe it is. So that's the deal. So this hiss, we should hear all the way. So we know it's not dead, it's just really weak. And I think that's going to be an alignment issue I'm going to be able to correct. That's the idea. Okay, very good. I'll get the radio out of its cabinet and we'll get ready to go on it. Okay, so I told myself that if I just get through these instructions, then I can go have a little coffee break. So you see in the bottom right corner is the schematic, and on the bottom of it is a lot of block writing. These blocks of writing here are normally tabularized on most schematics, but here it's just written as a block of text. This kind of blew my head off a little bit, but now I see it is organized a bit more than I realized. So this is for the IF, and this is for the broadcast band, and this is for the shortwave band, just this part. You can see shortwave, broadcast, and IF in bold over here for some reason. So this is all we're interested in. Let me zoom in on that. And we're going to read through it. Okay. With a 400 ohm carbon resistor in the generator lead, set the generator and receiver to 15 megacycles and adjust oscillator trimmer item 40. Here we are, mounted on free end of shortwave oscillator coil under chassis. Free end. So we have a mounted end on this coil and a free end. We have a mounted end and a free end. That's how they're talking about these. It'd be the mounted end and the free end here. So on the free end of the coil, there's no diagrams to help with this. And the shortwave coil, I think, is going to be this one here. And what's next? Maybe I don't have it right, but we'll sort it out for sure in the end. Not free end. Rock the gant. Rock the gant and adjust the antenna trimmer. Item 5 on top of the shortwave antenna coil at front of set above chassis. So that would be this one here, I'm pretty sure that they're talking about. And they called it a trimmer. Okay, and then they set the generator and receiver. So what you're doing is you're adjusting these two capacitors. That's what it looks like to me. And then the next thing is set the generator and receiver to 6 megacycles. So you go to the other end of the band. And these are the adjustments I think I didn't do, but oddly enough, this is where the radio is working. So set the generator and receiver to 6 megacycles. Adjust the oscillator iron core item 41A. Adjust antenna iron core item 33A. Rocking the gang. Not the Gant. This time you're rocking the gang. Recheck at 15 megacycles. So iron core, so this must be the iron core down here. I see the slug adjustment here. Iron core for the oscillator coil, and this will be the antenna coil up here. And there's another slug adjustment right up in here. So I think that covers the adjustments that need to be made. 2 trimmers and then 2 slugs. Okay, I can reward myself with some coffee now. Okay, I think we're ready to start. The first thing is we need the signal generator at 15 megahertz. Put it close. Okay, I need to turn on the radio. This always works better when the radio is operating. So I have just to check, I have the signal generator connected to the antenna through a resistor as recommended. I have the ground connected here to this yellow wire, which is going up to the B minus point here. And over here I have my voltmeter lead connected. We're going to look at the voltmeter in a minute, to the input to the volume control ahead of the resistor. So right out of the detector diodes, more or less. Less or more, I think I got it right. Okay, my voltmeter over here is set for negative voltage 50 volts. I'm sure it won't be 50. It'll be something. Okay, there we are. Ready to start here. Okay, radio on. How about radio on? Radio on. Again, slow warm up on this radio. Chance to get the cat toys off my bench. How did this get up here? One of my cats likes to run around with his cat toys and take them different places to play with them. And I guess they've gone to sleep, gone for a nap, because it's quiet in the house now. The craziness has stopped. There we are. Not a thing heard. Okay, so first we'll adjust the signal generator, and that's better. We'll adjust the signal generator until we hear the signal. So right now I have a moderately strong signal coming over to the antenna. Let's just see what happens here. That's not very good. Let me check the calibration's good enough, good enough. Okay, what's happening here? Just double checking, we're tuned to 15 megahertz. Wow, let's give it another blast here. The radio seems to be very deaf. Here we go again, much stronger this time. Wow, it's nowhere. Jim, what are you doing wrong? Doing something wrong? Connected? All connected? I don't think so. Okay, let's just go stronger. Oh, now we can hear it. So this is a crazy strong signal now. Way beyond what you would get off of an antenna. So you see, it's actually tuned quite close to the right frequency, but the sensitivity is completely not there. So adjusting the oscillator doesn't make a lot of sense here, because it's close enough. Let me just reading the instructions. Set to 15, adjust oscillator trimmer item 40 mounted on free end shortwave oscillator under the chassis. Yeah, that's definitely the shortwave oscillator coil. So, rock the gant and adjust the antenna trimmer item 5 on top of the shortwave. Now, maybe this is where I went wrong. So, adjust the antenna trimmer item 5 top of the shortwave coil. So this would be the shortwave coil up here. tiny voltage showing up over on the meter. And we're going to adjust that coil. Try not to block the... I'm doing this with the bottom plate off because you have to. You have to with this radio. Okay. So this is closed down tight. Maybe I ran into this last time. That's closed down tight, but there's a slug tuning which could kind of recenter the whole thing. Recenter, stretch it, whatnot. Let's just carry on. So I can't tighten this any further. Let me try this right now. I'm going to loosen this off a little bit. Okay, so we can still hear it. Then I'm going to adjust the slug on the bottom. I try to sort of recenter the situation. If that makes any sense to anybody. Oh, don't go anywhere. Okay, here we go. Can we make it louder? Yeah. So I'm going to move this up here. Now I should be able to back off this. Yeah, that's much better. Still, this radio should be blasting away here. Well, for now, we got quite an improvement there. So what we'll do is we'll go to the other end, perform the operation at the other end. We just kind of have to go back and forth a few times. But I've sort of taken the capacitor. I kind of moved the range of the whole thing up by moving that slug. Okay, that's what I think I've done anyway. We'll go to the other end, 6. Dial it right in. In case you're wondering what I did to my hand there when I was putting our turkey in the oven, I touched the side of the oven with the back of my hand. Got burned. Okay, so we want to go to 6 megahertz here. Ooh. A little bit of strange stuff going on. I got a really strong signal. Too strong. So instead of 6, we're getting 5.4. So it's way off. That's probably going to cause me to pull that slug all the way back out again, which I don't want to do. I'm going to move the capacitor a bit. Yeah, it's the wrong end, but I want to see how sensitive the radio is to these to the wrong end adjustment. Not very sensitive at all. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm going to end up putting the slug right back. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'm on the slug here. So we should, and I'm tuned to 6 megahertz. Hold still, radio. Turning the wrong slug, Jim. Wrong slug, buddy. Wrong slug. It should be this one. So I fiddled with the antenna. I need to adjust the slug here. Wrong slug. Everything I said, baloney. Okay, I'm going to put this radio right upside down here. I do not like moving operating radios like this. Okay, succeeded there. So this is the slug I want to adjust here. Okay, we're on our way to 6. So what I did up here is fine. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I was talking a lot of crapola. This is really stuck. Oh, I never turned this last time at all. Okay, so we want to advance this in the direction we want to go. find it. Other way. Okay, this is the way. So we're going to turn this like that and go find it. Ooh, it's a long ways to go. I don't know, can you back the slug out that far? That's the end of the slug travel right there. But we're not going to get to 6. Was the radio really tuned to 6? Yes, definitely tuned to 6. Can't get there, so I'm going to try the capacitor. We'll see how sensitive it is again. Ooh. Did I never adjust that before? Which way did we go? We went the right way. This is down tight. I'm going to loosen it way off. Wow. So it looks like, and I can't be sure, somebody attempted an alignment without instruments and trying to do it by ear, and they just ended up basically shifting the whole thing out of whack. And it's very difficult to do these things without instruments. So I'm going to crank this guy back in because he's getting more in the neutral zone here, middle of the road. We'll have to go back and forth a few times on this. Okay, so that's probably middle of the road there. Can we get it going again with this? Oh, it's even louder. Okay, so we're getting close to the sweet spots here. Now, we got it pretty much at 6. Well, why don't we put it closer yet? Six is the slug, so we use the low ends. We use the slug to get the 6. It's not as loud as it was. Okay, so that's 6. But what has happened at the other end? Wow. Good grief. Let's go see. Okay, let me tune it very carefully. 15. Okay, we're 15 megahertz. So we've wandered up to 15.6. So I want to drive it back down. High end, use a capacitor. $15. Low end. $6. And dial it down to 6. It's a little off. Okay, that's dialed to 6 now. Just back up a little bit here. You can see a little more of what's going on. We have not been watching the voltmeter. That's kind of okay at this point. What did I just do? So I got 6. 6. I lost track of what I was doing. 6. Slug. Uh-oh. Have I lost my mind here? Have I lost track of what I'm doing? Did I look at 6 right? So, I get confused by these dials all the time. And we are not dialed up to 6. That's 6. I ended up dialing it up on the broadcast band. Oh, I make that mistake all the time. Okay, so we're on 6 now. Just happen to get it right? That's what happened there? Okay, so we want to start watching the meter now. And I'll focus on the meter at this point. And I'll just tell you what the frequencies are. Okay, we want to max the meter. We're at 6. We're at 6. Max that meter. That's maxed at 6. Go to the other end. Should we bother with the antenna yet? The antenna coil's up on top. We're at the low end right now. Why not? This is the low end of the... yeah, why not? Okay, a little more of that. Whoops, sorry, I'm kind of blocking what was happening there. I did this. Okay, we'll go to the high end. Should be 18. So I think kind of part of what's happened here, I'm looking at the wrong scale again. Okay. Correct scale, upper scale. I was going to say part of what happened here is A, I was a little lackadaisical. B, this thing appears to have been way out of whack, alignment wise. And combination, not taking it too seriously, I never got it anywhere really. I think that's what it seems like. 15 on the 15 quad on the Earthling. Okay, so now the 15 frequency is there. Make sure the tuning is correct on the radio, because this radio at the high end a little bit is a big difference. Okay, that's a little closer now. Yeah, I mean, how accurate can you make this really? So we'll put this on 15. At the high end we're using capacitors. We'll trim the oscillator first. So it's coming in. Okay, and read the instructions here, because at some point you're supposed to be rocking the Gantt. Rock the Gantt. Okay, so 15 megacycles. Adjust oscillator trimmer mounted on free end under chassis. Period. Rock the Gantt and adjust the antenna trimmer. Item 5. Okay, so we're doing the rock the trimmer, adjust the thing. I can't do it with the radio like this. This is a little awkward, isn't it? Actually, this is the last one I've got to get to. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. I am alone in this shop, and I do talk to myself, okay? So I don't need to complete sentences for my own sake. Now, rock and tune. Rock and tune. I'm going to use a bigger screwdriver to get more precision. Great big honker. Maybe this is ridiculously big. No, it's fine. Okay. Now this rocking thing, I'm not very good at it. I really am not. So first we'll max it. I'm watching the meter very carefully. Oh my gosh, there's the point. Now with it maxed, I'm going to move this and see if I can get it to go up at all. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, really, come on. Okay, I'm going to move the capacitor a little bit and see if I can get it to come up higher. No, go the other way. No. So this rocking thing, especially with this radio, is such a I go way off to the side, it's way down. Way off to this side, it won't come up. I'm not getting anywhere. That's always coming back to the same spot. Okay, that's great. So now we have 15 megahertz at 15, and we don't make any other adjustments. Back down to 6. Reading the right dial this time. Back down to 6. We're at 6. Okay. Go up to down to 6. Hello. Oh my gosh, what's it doing way up there? Okay. Once again, check the pointer here. That's definitely 6. Oh my gosh. It's a really rotten scale here to try to read. Really, really difficult. Okay, so we're way off at the low end now. How do we get that far off? Didn't I say I wouldn't have to adjust that thing again? I have to lay the radio back down. Ooh, I do not like moving an operating radio. Okay. 6. So what we got to do here is get this down to 6. So we'll go in the direction we got to go. That was dumb. I did a dumb thing there. Grabbed the wrong knob. So let me make sure we're back on the 6 mark. Okay, we're on the 6 mark. Oh, I got a sore knee. Every time I go up and down, it's very painful here. I don't know what I did to my knee either. Okay. So we want to go to 6. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. You doing this right? Well, if the radio was way out of whack, I shouldn't be too surprised then. It's getting very weak. It's getting very weak as I go. There's a long ways to go to get down there. Maybe the capacitor's way out. Let me check the position of the capacitor. Is it middle of the run or is it tight? Middle of the run. Look at how effective it is at the low end though. I mean, it's, and I don't know where the slug is. I'd say the slug is nearing the end of its run. Let's find out. Put this in the middle too. It's way out there. Yeah, it's just going to come out the bottom end of this coil. There's no stop going down. I can see the slug. Can you see the slug? It must be buried in the middle of the coil by now. So I'm looking through the little end here to see the slug come down. Well, I've almost driven it all the way in. It can't be there. That's got to be too far. So trying to find a good neutral sort of starting point. Maybe there. Maybe not there. Yeah, maybe not there. Oh boy, have I ever whacked this thing out now. Let's go back. How about there? Hello? Hello? Oh, I tuned the wrong knob again because the radio's upside down. Arr. At least I realized it. Okay, back on 6 or so I think. Put up the power here. We're losing it. We're losing it, man. It's going down the drain here. Let's get something happening. Come on. Hey, come on. Am I doing something really stupid? 6. Not quite 6. Let's dial this guy and see if we can find it. Hey, bingo! Where'd this hum suddenly come from? That wasn't there. I had turned the volume up and noticed there was no hum. Tuned in the signal briefly, hum come back. I don't know. Okay, so I really discombobulated this thing something terrible. Now the idea is get the hum. Not the hum. Oh, that's really powerful now. That's really good. I got a very strong signal coming over. I kind of like this. I found the magic spot. Okay, turning the wrong thing. Of course, now the other end is gone 20 miles out. Oh my gosh, I'm pinning my voltmeter over here. So that's good. We got a lot more AVC voltage. Okay, so at 6, we're real happy. Let's go see what's happening at 15 now, because I probably wrecked it. 15. I'm not bending my leg. Okay, 15. Hello. 15.8. That's a little suspicious, but we'll take it. Okay, so we're 15.8. Oh, help me now. Everybody quiet. Close. Okay. Where'd you go? Good and loud. Okay, what do we got now? So we got 15 at 15. How loud is it? So this would be a moderate antenna signal. That's pretty good. Okay. Go to the other end. Read the right scale. Dial in 6. Oh, I bent my knee that time. Oh, don't bend the knee. Come on, 6. We got close. Okay, a little bit above. Okay. Slug. Some of these radios, when you go to do the antenna adjustments or other adjustments, the oscillator will be adjusted accidentally. It's just the way the radio is. That could be happening here. I wouldn't say so. So it should get louder when I go the right way. Oh, is this out all the way? No. Okay. Where are we now? Wow, you gotta call that 6. You gotta call that 6. And that was a very small adjustment. I'll bet you the 15 is good. So we'll do the antenna now. So at the low frequency, we're doing the slug on the antenna. Seems just fine. Okay, on our way to 15. Set this to 15 and then tune it in. See where we end up on the dial. Okay, leave it upside down. Very close. Very close. In fact, I don't think I can adjust this a little bit to get it there. We'll do the antenna. I gotta tip the radio back up now. What happened to my coffee break? How come I'm not having any coffee breaks here? 15 antenna. Notice I'm not paying much attention to the meter, I'm just doing this by ear. That sounds about it. So judging the signal strength by using the signal generator, or the, not the signal strength, but the radio's receptivity, we'll turn this up 1/4 turn. That's quite a bit of volume. This is putting out a sort of moderate signal. Let's put a weak one out. This would be a weak antenna signal. Yeah, it's going to have trouble with this. The 15's off a fair bit also. But in fact, there's a bit of a benefit from this, because the scale probably ends short of some strong shortwave stations that are just on the high end of the, like they're up at 15,770, and that's probably off the scale normally. So maybe it's on the scale now. We'll find out in a few minutes. Maybe. So the signal strength. I gotta turn these down here. My lights. That's not bad, I don't think. A really good receiver would receive this signal 1/10 what it is right now. This is not a really good receiver. So we'll go down to 6. Maybe we'll stop in the middle. Let's stop in the middle. Just to pull our hair out. And put on 9 megahertz. Okay, that's close enough. We'll see. Really? 9? Hello? Okay, we'll go up because we got a weak signal here. So it's way off in the middle. So that probably has to do with the relative positions of the capacitor and the inductor. I'm not sure I want to chase it any further. We gotta do a listening test to really figure that out. But the dial accuracy's crap. But you know, it's a crappy radio. So we'll go back up to 15. We'll find out what 15 really is. So we'll dial to. You looking at the right scale, Jim? No, you're not. You're not looking at the right scale. Bozo. A certain amount of bozoation. I was looking at the right one initially. Okay, 50. Yeah, the bozoation can get pretty high in here sometimes. That's probably the image. That's a signal. 15.2 when it should really be, well, that's not even tuned to 15. This is 15. Even higher. How did I get that far out? How did it get that far out? What's this bottom plate do when you put it on? Let's find out. I can't put it entirely on. I can put it on. So when it's floating in my hand, it's different than when it grounds out. Yeah, what's all that precision for? You're going to stick this bottom plate on, everything's going to go wacko. And there's no access to anything once the plate, well, access to these, but nothing else. Well, isn't that a dumb thing? My bigger concern would be the broadcast band. Let's experiment with that a bit. Turn it down, go to broadcast. Broadcast. And we have no antenna hooked up. Switch to a regular antenna. Not really a regular antenna. It's a mini whip antenna. There we go. Wow, sounds great. Question is, what happens when you put the bottom plate on? Let's
Let's
tune.
meet the Zoomer Radio News. A lot of rain in the forecast for the next few days.
Beautiful.
But the good news, it's not snow. Milder than usual temperatures for this time of year should be with us until the middle of next week. Right now it's 5 degrees in Toronto. In the news, with each passing day, it seems more likely that Prime Minister Justin Trudeau will resign after the holidays, although until it happens, nobody can say it with complete certainty. But with growing calls from his own party asking him to step down, it does seem hard to imagine that he'll be able to stay on. Former Conservative leader
I'll find a weaker station. Here's one. I keep telling myself, Jim, if you listen to the news, you're listening to current events. And what that means is they won't be current very soon. So what you're hearing and thinking about, reacting to, is only valid for a few days. And then even in a matter of just a month or two, whatever it was you were reacting to may be just completely water under the bridge. Why did you waste your life reacting to these things? So I'm trying to stay clear of current events. I do listen to the news. I listen to the CBC News, which is presented without any emotion whatsoever, just deadpan reading of the news. That's fine. And I try to stay away from the wild people on YouTube who are telling you your life's coming to an end unless you jack up your emotions all the time. Not good. I'd rather get emotional about this. I guess this is kind of a current event too, isn't it? Oh well. So it would appear that putting the plate on knocks the shortwave this way and that way, but on the broadcast band doesn't seem to do anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop for a few minutes. I'm going to stick that plate on. We're going to listen to this radio, and then I'm going to clap my hands and say, I got it done. Should we do it right now? Why don't I do it right now? I was going to go for a coffee break, but let's just do it right now. So I want to remove the, I have to remove these clips. So I remove this one first. And that was the voltmeter lead, and this is the ground lead. When I pull this off, we will be listening to an ungrounded antenna. Let me take this off here first. Now I'll pull this off. Ooh, I don't like doing that with the radio operating, but I did. You never know what's going to happen, so just get this out of the way. Slip on the bottom plate. There's no antenna. I think I get a strong station. No, that's got the antenna hooked up. Something going to short out when I do this? No. No effect. That's it. It's on. Okay, I'm going to put it back. Oh no, we're going to test it now. Ooh, that bottom plate just popped inside the radio chassis a little bit. Come on out. Come on back out of there. Okay, I'm going to turn the power off. I'm just too scared. Okay, have the plate on. Lead this up. I have to do something to make the plate snug. That's good. Still work the controls. Radio back on. Okay, so broadcast band. No ground connection. Okay, I think this is 740, a fairly strong station. Lots of volume. Go up to my favorite French station here. What happened there? It cut out for a moment. There's no problem on broadcast. We'll go to shortwave now. What can we pick up at 11 o'clock in the morning? Ungrounded antenna. Volume up high. Going down towards 6 megahertz. We should not hear anything until we're tuning up in this area, really. I can hear the atmospheric noise even though I got the volume up fairly high. She's good. So from the point of view of a casual user, like this radio is going to fall into the hands probably of somebody who just likes the way it looks. They may give this a try, see what they can pick up. Unless they extend the antenna and do something with it, they're not going to get quite this kind of experience. But is that interference from this guy? I doubt it. So you had to turn her up pretty high to get that. One last run at the antenna.
You're making these barbarians your kinsmen, and Alexander replied, I would make all men like
There we are. We got it. Because now we go up a quarter. There we are. Fantastic. Okay, I earned my coffee break here. We'll put it back in the cabinet in a minute and rejoice. Okay, one last try. Here we go. We're on the broadcast band. Switch on. Patience, once again. Actually, an impatient person might think this radio doesn't work. I might think that right now. Here we go.
From the modern era category, and you got players like Eli Manning, Luke Kuechly, Antonio Gates, Terrell Suggs, Adam Vinatieri, Darren Woodson, Marshall Yonda, Reggie Wayne. Like there's a whole, and I only listed half of the names there. But if you're talking about slam dunk Hall of Famers from this list of 15 players that was released earlier this morning,
This is one of the strongest stations I can pick up here.
at the very least,
Very good.
Antonio Gates and Adam Vinatieri. Calgary, but I wonder if you look elsewhere here.
Tune down this way and see if we can get Buffalo. This is Toronto we're listening to. It's there, but it's very weak. Oh. That's a low power community type radio signal.
You look it up.
590.
Guess where we're going?
640.
Pack your bags. We leave Friday.
We do.
Youth in the African diaspora in basketball to Toronto by storm
680.
in 2024.
We're learning about, well, in my case, obesity. You know, you look.
I think that's 710 St. Catharines. That's surprising. I think that's 820 Hamilton. 865. Not bad. Very close on the dial. And up above here, that's probably 1050. When I was a kid, this station here was a AM popular music station. Everybody listened to it. 1050 Chum. 1050 Chum. Everybody listened to that. And they had this contest on where if they called you on your telephone and you answered the phone, I listened to Chum. If that's the first thing you said, you'd win some money. And this contest became really popular. All kinds of people were answering their phone. I listen to Chum. Think about that. That's a really, really good marketing trick. You know. It's good. It's doing good. A little noisy up here. Yeah, a little too much interference. Okay, shortwave. Here we go. Starting up at the high 15 here.
Licensed by the Lord, both were commissioned and both were sent out to preach the gospel.
Same signal now. Could that be the image below? Ooh.
It relies on the master for strength to endure sickness.
So no one's going to look on a chart, see the frequency, and then try to dial it in. They're going to do what I'm doing right now. They're going to hook up an antenna. They're going to do this. The problem is they're going to do it too fast. They're going to swing this dial way too fast. They're going to rate past stuff and never know it's there. You can certainly hear that one. Let's go way down.
Be patient with me. But Jesus never claimed to be God.
The Bible claims Jesus never claimed to be God. Isn't that really what you mean? You don't know what Jesus said. He was on the earth for 30 years, supposedly. You don't know what he said. You don't know where he went. You don't know what he did. Nobody does. For 30 years. And we're at the low frequency end here. Not likely to pick any signals up. Except for 6070. What are the chances? Pretty low. Yeah. The reason 6070 is a shortwave transmission, fairly low power, like 100 watt shortwave transmission out of Toronto, is because the owner of the AM radio station in Toronto had a cottage up here where I am, and he wanted to hear his station during the day, but he was too far away to hear it on a regular AM radio. So he installed a shortwave transmitter specifically so he could sit in his cottage and listen to his radio station still operating. And it's been like that, oh my gosh, 40, 50 years. Like, this is a long, long time. And I think it's probably one of those stations that shortwave listeners elsewhere in the world attempt to pick up. I get pretty excited when they manage to get it, because it's a low power thing, you know, coming from North America, coming from Toronto. Well, the radio's working good. I am happy with it. It's really, really actually surprisingly good. And that's it. So I'm going to continue tomorrow with the other radio here, which I think I only posted one video on this guy so far, and I can't even remember now what state it was in. Close to working, I think, partially working. There was something about it, but I don't recall. So that's for tomorrow. I'll get back on the Rogers radio here. Thanks a lot for watching today, and have yourself a nice day. See ya.